Good evening, folks. This is Rass again. This video's for Lilly and Skee. Alright, you got hit with a 2433 range buff. Your range debuff with your subs linked is less than 400. And your ground buffs are all less than 1,000. So let's talk about that. If I can get the screen to pull up again. Trying to go away. Let's go over here. Okay. So I'm going to show you, let's go to this one where, okay. Well, these are siege attacks, but, and there were reinforcements, but, okay, look at those ground buffs. I'm trying to get all those ground buffs. My wife and I are trying to get all those ground buffs up to 1,500. The HP's almost there. Okay. Now, it was siege that hit, so the siege debuff is 1,121. It's actually higher than that, but you only get 50% of what the opponent throws at you. So the siege is 2243. That's just an idea what the buff. Let's try to find one with a range debuff that's relevant to what we're talking about. Okay. Let's go. So much shit. I need to go in and clean these out. Where are you? Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. This was a rally. And if you look at the lost power, my wife lost 584 million power. The rally team lost a little over 600 million power. So she won on points. Not by much, but she won on points. Okay, let's go look at the buffs. It's a 2402 buff. So a similar range attack buff to what you got hit with. This was a little while back, so the ground buffs are a little less, but they're over 1,000, which is one of the things I'm telling you. And the range debuff is 945. It's over 1,000 now, but it's approaching 1,000. So these are the two things that we're going to try to help you work on. And here is proof that these two things, getting your ground buffs up and getting your range debuff up from where it is, will help you tremendously in deflecting a 2,400 buff attack. Now, she didn't have any reinforcements. No reinforcements. Again, Lilly, for you to beat that attack back with no reinforcements and not get zeroed, you're on the right track. You've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of good things. So you shouldn't look at it like your defense is shit. You've got a good foundation, and now here's how you build on it. Okay. Now, for the detail, look at that top T-14 ground troop layer. It killed almost 1.3 million soldiers, enemy soldiers, and it only lost 14,000 soldiers. That's what those ground buffs do. Your T-14 killed like 200,000 soldiers and lost 100,000 soldiers. Your ratio of killing more of them and losing less soldiers needs to be higher, because that T-14 ground layer, every one of them your opponent kills, it gives up a lot of points. So your lost power will go down when you get those ground buffs up. Let's go down to the T-13 ground layer. Killed 89, almost 90,000 troops, lost only 2,300. So that's the kind of ratios you want. That's well over 10 to 1 Black Mamba's favor. So that's what those ground buffs will do. Plus the range debuff. And of course the attackers, they sent range generals, range troops. The K-40 that hit you sent a lot of T-14s. So they really gave you a gift with a lot of points. Look at the mount troops. Okay, my wife did not have her mounted troops ghosted. She did not have her mounted troops ghosted at all. She doesn't have as many T-14s as you do, but look at that. She still won on points. Look at the mount layer. She lost 2,355,000 T-14 mounted troops. They got wiped. Okay, look at the T-13 mounted troop layer. She lost 2 million T-13 mounted troops. She got over 4.3 million high-tier mounted troops wiped. Just like you did. She didn't ghost her horses either. And this was against a rally, and she still narrowly won on points. All because those ground buffs are high, 500 to 600, 700 points higher than your ground buffs. And her range debuff is 500 to 600 points higher than yours. So there's proof why you need to do this, and that it will have the results that I'm telling you it will, which at this point you've already told the whole alliance. If Ras tells you to do something, just do it. I feel like I owe you an explanation because we're in a video and you're going to have questions. Well, I'll just go ahead and answer the questions. Okay, so first, you're a K-36, so you have this military academy. You're going to want to finish everything that says, see how it says, and increases ground troop attack by 33% when defending. Everything you can do for a K-36 where you can do that, do it. And then we'll go up to Valiancy. Okay, read Valiancy, and it says, and increases ground troops defense by 51% when defending. Do that. Max it out. You'll have to do all these other researches to get to those. But, let's see. That's when attacking, unsheathing. Okay. And increases ground troops HP by 40% when defending. You're going to want to do all of that. Get that done. So, military academy, ground troops when defending the city. Do that. Okay, let's go over here to, if you can unlock her, she buffs in-city ground troop and mounted troop attack and defense, and debuffs range. If you can get her, max her out. If you can get her, let's look at what she does. Okay, in-city ground and mounted troops defense and HP. That buffs your ground troops HP. Okay, we could buff it by up to 60% if we get her to level 18. But look at the rest of it. Enemy range troop and siege machine HP, minus 25%. That debuffs range. Enemy range troop and siege machine defense, minus 25%. That debuffs range. Corona Borealis, in-city ground troop attack, plus 60%. That buffs your in-city ground troops buffs. So she buffs ground, debuffs range. Get her up there. Of course, you've all got Helen. She has in-city troop attack, enemy troop attack, in-city troop defense and HP. We've got her to level 20. Get her up there. That helps. That helps a lot. Okay, so we've done research, champions, go to academy, and all right, junior ground troop will increases single ground troop HP. This is in your defense advanced research tree. Go and do all your ground troop HP, defense, all that stuff. And we've got those up. Now this is a K-39 and level 39 academy and military academy level 4. So getting these buffs up to 1,000 is a good target for you for right now at a K-36. in-city troop HP for defending city. That helps ground too. Increases troop defense for defending city. That helps ground too. And then, of course, there's these other ground troop wills. Increases single ground troop HP. Get those up. Going to take a lot of gold. Going to take a lot of research stones. It's a son of a bitch to do. It's expensive even at K36. We've been working on this account for over 2 years. Okay. Now, so we've done Academy, Military Academy, Champions. Again, a note on ground troops. Go to our barracks. Okay. You will notice, well, that's a T10. Let's go to a T14 so you can really see it. Okay. The ground troops have a higher defense and a higher HP than any other troop type. You're not going to build another troop that has more defense and HP. So, you do percentage math, bumping up ground defense and HP adds more than it would to, say, your range troop. Let's go to T14 range. Yeah, the ground troop defense is 55,000. None of the range troops attributes are even close to 55,000. So let's say you have a 25% buff. Multiply all those numbers by 25%. The ground troop defense and HP, it adds more because there's more there to begin with. So any HP or defense percentage buffs helps ground more than it helps anything. So that's why this is one of the quickest things you can do. And so while we're there, let's talk about blazing again. That one has 2 defending ground troop defense, so that helps. I'd like to get it all 4 defending ground troop defense, but we're not there yet. This one has 2 ground troop defense. I wish that ground troop defense had popped on level 10, but ground troop defense on monsters did, so we're going to scrap that one. The HP blazons, ground troop HP, defending ground troop HP, that's a good one. Make them look like that, and I've made a video on blazons. I know you've seen it. Okay, what else? Oh, okay, so we've done blazons, we've done military academy, we've done academy, we've done champions. Okay, spiritual beast seals. Which one is it? I don't know which beasts have which seals, but okay. In-city ground troop defense, the Nandi, the bull with the ring in its nose, has in-city ground troop defense. Get that one up to level 10 and do the spiritual beast seals. And get the in-city ground troop defense up. I think it's the Pegasus. I think it's the Pegasus in-city ground troop attack for the Pegasus. You know, get the Pegasus up to level 10 and do that in-city ground troop attack. I don't know what spiritual beast has the in-city ground troop HP, but for now, damn, I can't remember what you have on your wall general, but a good basic beast is the Lord of Lava. It buffs ground troop attack, ground troop defense, ground troop HP. Put that on your wall. Level that up. Get those percentages up to the 20% something range. Put that on your wall for now until you get the Thebes Dragon, which you'll get that being king or queen of the server for 2 weeks. So now I've got mine buffed for ground troop HP mostly because the talents buff siege machines, and siege is a secondary thing unless you're getting hit with siege. But you'll notice there's a ground troop HP buff in the talent. We got that son of a bitch up 42.6%. I don't expect you to do that. We're just trying to get your buffs to 1,000. So what else is there? There's been Dragons, Spiritual Beast Seals, Blazons, Military Academy, Champions. Okay. Duty Generals. Okay, Duty Generals. Abdul Rahman is being given in relics and is for free right now for the month in the daily chest. And sometimes I think he'll pop in the daily activity general chest. But anyway, let's take a look at him. I've got him at 1 star. My wife has him at 1 star. Okay. Now look at that. Buffs ground troops, defense, and HP by 5%. At 1 star, bumps ground troop, defense, and HP by 10%. You keep ascending him, he'll continue to buff your in-city ground troops, defense, and HP. Another one, Oleg of Novgorod. If you get him, in-city ground and mounted troop defense and HP, 10%. Those stars on those duty generals, they only do a little, but it works. You want to do it. UG Mundiak, Academy Officer. Ground and mounted troop defense, 10%, if you buff them up. What does Askia Muhammad do? Okay, 1 star, ground troop, mounted troop defense, and HP, plus 10%. This also helps your T1 meat wall a little bit. So duty generals, ascend them. All right, that's ground troop buff. Ground troop buff, we've been over Spiritual Beast Seal. We've been over Military Academy, Champions, Duty Officers, eventually a Dragon, Wall Beast. Okay. Okay, now we'll go to range debuff. Now, range debuff is mostly, of course, in your sub-city generals. All right. I haven't seen your sub-generals in a while. You've got good sub-generals. I seen that in the report. But to build on sub-city generals and get close to 1,000 range debuff, you'll notice that all of his gear is Parthian. Now, look at the bottom there at the enemy troop attack, minus 18%. You don't want to change any of their gear. If you've got Achaemenid gear right now, do not change any of their gear to Parthian until you can do it all. Because if you don't have the set, you lose that enemy troop attack debuff. You don't want that. You want to have that bottom enemy troop attack minus 18% debuff. With Aki gear, I think it's like 15%. And if you change one piece of gear, you lose that debuff. So make sure you have enough Forge Master certificates. Let's go to the Forge. Where the hell is the Forge? I've got so many damn accounts. Okay. Equipment upgrade. You need Forge Master certificates. Those come from the Gather Troops event chests and killing all your Vikings, and I think a couple of events give them. So they trickle in. I don't know of a pack you can buy that gives you more, but you want enough of those and enough materials, enough gold, enough badges. You're getting badges in Battlefield. Y'all are doing good in Battlefield, looks like. Learning a hell of a lot. So you'll want to make sure you can switch all the gear from Aki up to Parthian. It's only like an extra 3% debuff per piece of gear, and it's only like an extra 3% debuff on the enemy troop attack right there. You want that. Okay, now get rid of that. He has the Chiron beast on him, which I don't think debuffs range, but it debuffs something. The Siren debuffs range. So you'll want the Siren leveled up and on one of your Sub-City Generals. I think you probably already have, not that one. Damn it. Okay. I think you already have the enemy range troop defense debuff leg armor, the axes, enemy range troop HP debuff, and the rings enemy range troop attack debuff. Now, there are, oh yeah, okay, well, it's the same on Hojo as it is on Baldwin. That second talent there, I've got a nine-tailed fox on him. I need to get that off of there. There's no debuff with a nine-tailed fox, but that debuff there, you will notice it's a enemy troop attack -10. Now that's a pain in the ass because it's like 300,000 gems and 15,000 rune stones, which trickle in. They're hard to get, and everybody wants to use it on their wall or their attack gens. For your debuff, you need that snipe. You need the enemy troop attack -10% on all your Sub-City Generals. I forgot how many you had. If you get another sub slot, another Sub-City General, that's another debuff. There's 9 on this account. So if you have less than 9, it's going to be a bit harder to do. But Nordic Barbarian King, he does the same thing. That's enemy troop defense, but that's still a debuff. They're Ascensions. Okay. Nordic Barbarian King, you've already got the regular skill book card where your Sub-City Generals debuff enemy range troops. You've got Baldwin, you've got Mark Antony, excellent first stage debuff. Now, when you ascend them, it's extra debuff. So, with him, 1 ascension, enemy range troop and siege machine attack and HP. A little bit more debuff. Hojo's a premium general. You got a coin to get him, but my wife did when she made money on the blackjack tables. Get my money, buy my medicine, buy my medicine. I love her more than sharks love blood. All right. Back to the subject at hand. I got to stop thinking about my woman. Okay. Now look at that. Enemy range troop debuffs. So you ascend your Sub-City Generals, you should get enemy range troop debuffs if they're the right generals. What is the thing that I'm missing here? Oh, you'll notice he doesn't have any skill books. If you lose your Sub-City troops, you lose your debuff. So you linked your subs in Battlefield, which saved you in that defense, but Sub-City troops take a while to retrain and replenish. So come SVS, you may have some trouble with debuffs. So what I generally do, my wife doesn't, because if she makes money at the blackjack table, she'll just gem it up, whatever it is. You want a rebirth skill book on your Sub-City General. So gold production, training capacity, training speed. Okay, if you can't get rebirth, you want training speed. But the rebirth, I think I got rebirth. Okay, the rebirth helps to make sure that you don't lose all your troops, so that you still have your debuff. It makes you more resilient in battles. What else about... Oh, okay. Now on him, you'll notice we don't have the Parthian gear. And you'll notice that we don't have the negative 15% debuff because we don't have 6 pieces of Aki gear on him, right? Okay. Well, he debuffs enemy range troop and siege machine attack 15%. But you ascend him, and he doesn't start debuffing range troops again until number 4. So he's good, but he's not the best. But he's free. So a lot of people use him. We still use him. Got 9 slots to fill. But yeah, he does not have the minus 15 complete set debuff. What he does have, and this is just a trick to show you, he has a negative 10% enemy troop attack from 2 pieces of Augustus armor. I don't know how much you coin. I don't know how much you've got accumulated from the Civ Wheel events. I don't know what pieces of Conquest Civilization gear that you have. But if you can get these, look at the debuffs of that. Enemy range troop and siege machine attack, minus 30%. Enemy range troop defense, minus 30%. Enemy range troop and siege machine HP, minus 25%. That is more range debuff than you can get out of a Parthian leg armor. But it's got the negative 10% enemy troop attack debuff at the 2/6 set attribute debuff because of this. Now, I put the Augustus crown there. It debuffs ground. You'll notice that your sub-city general helmets, they debuff ground already. So this is just a pumped up version of that. So you've got more ground and range debuff using these 2 pieces than you otherwise would. So on him, we're going to go to another general. We're going to upgrade the Parthian gear on him first. Now, he's my favorite general from the tavern. I've seen people put him on their wall at 5 stars with Baldwin as assist. And if you've got 10 sub-cities and 10 sub-city generals, that debuff against these big keeps, you lose a lot of buff because you're knocking out no Queen Bee, no Leonidas, no wall general like you see. But Nero is a bad motherfucker. Look at what he does. Reduces enemy troop HP. That covers all enemy troops. And you continue to ascend him. He reduces all enemy troops that are going to attack you. He's the best free sub-city gen that there is. I only have one of him because I'm trying to ascend him to 5 stars. It's just a blanket debuff. I will ascend him and put Parthian gear on him. With Arminius, we use the Augustus pieces. I'll go back to it. The Augustus pieces for the extra debuff. And it gives a set enemy troop attack debuff at just 2 pieces. So you are losing the set attribute 6/6 enemy troop attack debuff, but it's okay with the 2 Augustus pieces. So something you might want to think about with your Conquest Civilization chests. Damn it. Okay, and then again, your champions debuff, enemy attack, and also something I haven't mentioned. Go over here to Civilization Treasure. Okay, you'll notice where it says own to activate, all troops load plus 60%, attacking mounted troop, range troop, they buff attacking troops. Now, let's go over here. This piece buffs in-city troop attack, defense, HP. I don't know what levels that you have that at, but it has in-city buffs and siege machine debuffs. Those are important. So get those up, and I'll show you how I do it. If I can get the bulletin off of there. Okay. That piece, enemy troop attack, enemy troop defense, Enemy troop HP, that is a debuff. It's a small one, but it's a debuff. The higher you can get these civilization treasures, the better. You know, look at those troop buffs. Where's another one that debuffs? That debuffs mount, but it helps your research speed. You want it up there. That buffs troops. Enemy ground troop attack, minus 25. That's a debuff, but you want it up there. So I think only that one does anything to debuff range attack. But the way that I do that, participation in barb events, participation in pyramid events, and then, where's the market on this one? Okay, you go to the black market. Well, I always get something for Monarch level, Monarch XP buff. Okay. That doesn't do it. Can't. It's going to take forever to. I'm looking for treasure boxes, and it's not going to show treasure boxes for some reason. Okay, that's going to get all those. And any Monarch gear, I get that too. That buffs your troops. Well, we're not really trying to take a trip through the black market. Okay, those right there, those green things in the bottom right hand corner, when you get candy apples, it'll offer you 20 of those for like 45,000 gems. When you get candy apples for events, you can get those for 22,000 gems. Get them. Get those up there. Of course, there's the Suli's wishing pool if you coin. What else? You can... Some of these things... Well, that buffs attack. I don't even know which one of these. Enemy troop attack. Golden Eagle flag. Enemy troop attack. You want your art treasure up there. You want generals in the general hall. Any general that fills up your general hall, get them. And any monster that drops the scrolls to do this, you know, you want those up there. Enemy troop attack minus 16%. You want those. Let's see what else does that. Well, that buffs your ground. Tutankhamun's mask. You want it up there. But those are good things. So you want that up there too. And you get these all at once. So you can't really grow one of these specifically. Okay. What the hell? Well, we're kind of going through. Yeah, so only a few of those really buff your in-city ground, but it's bonus points that you want. And then, your Senate, your Council of State, your Senate. Okay. Your ground troop governor. In-city. Well, you pretty well have to retire a ground troop general that you have ascended, and you get those extra ground troop buffs. But these other ones, in-city ground troop HP, well, it's 8%. You know, in-city ground troop defense. You can ascend. You can put ascended generals into the Senate, and you get extra buffs from that. And then, okay, position level. Ground troop attack That's whether they're attacking, defending the city, whatever. Those help. And you need to upgrade your Senate. Ours is at level 9. You need generals with certain powers, so we're playing that game right now to try to bust through on the other side of that. I don't know at K36 if you can get it past level 5, but you want all of those. Those buff your ground. So, your Council of State building, you want to build it. You want to get it up there. And I don't know how long this video's been running, but that is a lot for you to do. That's a lot of workload. And I know if you get 60% of this done, your range debuff, just like that time when we got your range buff up a couple 100 points in just a span of a couple of hours, this right here, over a couple of weeks, your range debuff is going to go up. Your in-city ground troop buffs is going to go up. And next time you get hit by 2,400 K40 that's marching 3 million troops, and you got those mounted troops ghosted, unless they got their march super right and got T-15s, you will win on points. If they do have T-15s, you're going to deflect. We'll maybe make another video later about your lower tier mounted troops, buffing them a little more and building even more of them, but I wouldn't build any more mounted troops until you get that range debuff up. All right, I'm on to the next one. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great fucking day. You guys are great. Hell yeah.